Hello. On today's episode of the Comics Panel, we're going to be talking about Batman, to kill or not to kill. Okay.
5 good reasons that make a hero. 5 things that define you. That's from Deadpool. Was that good?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
sweet.
pretty good.
Well, he didn't have those defining moments in the beginning.
No, Batman actually took lives early on in his career in the comic books.
What, did he take him out for dinner?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Off the roof, into the wall.
Sometimes you have to lay the smack down.
Sometimes.
Even used a gun a couple times.
Used guns, yes.
Yeah, at the original time, he was kind of molded after a lot of the pulp heroes. That was the inspiration, especially the Shadow. And, Bill Finger was reading a lot of those. So Batman actually did take people's lives at the early beginning of his career. He was definitely a hard butt.
Yeah.
So,
Some had anger issues. His parents were killed. What did you expect?
Well, yeah.
He's going after
He
the
had
bad guy.
anger issues.
Well, technically in the first one, and I don't remember, but
I think he threw
remember
somebody off the roof in the first one.
somebody was looking for him. He knocked him out of a window, if that's the same one you're referring to.
I can't remember.
Now, remember Joe Chill. Remember he chased Joe Chill to the point where he sent Joe Chill back to the group where all the bad guys hang out in this one bad bar, and then they were like, "You made Batman," and they beat him up to the point where he ran out into the streets and got killed.
Yeah.
So in essence, Batman had a hand in killing Joe Chill.
Yeah, maybe.
Because do you remember that? How that happened?
I did
No?
not see that issue.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. I just read a reprint because that's
Yeah.
like in the
I didn't
early
read that. I didn't read
it
that
happens.
reprint. Yeah.
They've done multiple stories
Yeah.
with Joe Chill and Batman's person who killed Batman's parents, whether it was him or not, or blah blah blah.
Yeah, they played that.
Yeah,
trick
they've
to
they've
death.
really done that.
And the
But,
Owls had a hand in it now.
yeah, Court of Owls and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But the key question is: should Batman kill or should he not kill? I personally say he should not. I think
Should
that's
not.
a definite part of being a superhero is not crossing that line. Anything else is more anti-hero or even villain, and then that's fine. But to be considered personally a superhero for me, you don't kill.
No kill policy.
I don't think he should kill, but if he was in a situation where he was forced to, I wouldn't have a problem with them having Batman
It's
kill.
kind of what makes you a superhero is you don't cross that line,
And you figure,
even though you can. You have the complete control over the situation, so.
But the writers, if you are in a complete control all the time, the writers can make it in a situation we never do. But if sometimes real life you don't have
in real
the
life.
luxury.
Yeah.
So if you're depending how you're going to write the story, do you want it to be more of a real life story, or do you want it to be more like situations, or do you
Factional.
want it to
The
be?
thing is,
The
though,
mixture of
yeah.
each
You know,
If
I personally don't think a hero should go around killing, because once you do it, it always becomes.
more and
But
more.
to say that
villain.
if you were to have Batman kill in the next issue of Batman, he kills since the rebirth or something, therefore he's not a hero. Well, how did he kill the person? And does he keep
Was it
doing
an accident,
Yeah,
or was
yeah.
it on purpose, or
Well, that
just
would
was
be
it
the
a decision that he had to make, and that
His own
the
life.
result of that decision was someone died, or was it an actual?
Well,
But
even
the thing is that once he kills, then what's
cross the line again. It was easy.
yeah, especially with the
Yeah.
Joker, he's got the most killable villain of anybody's rogues
If you
gallery.
look
If
at-
you're going to kill any villain in the world,
him.
you're going to have to kill the Joker.
If you
But
look at the
If you're going
killing
to cross
joke,
that line,
Exactly.
if
Killing joke.
seriously, if Batman killed the Joker,
then the Joker's dead.
yeah,
It was there. I really believe. I know we've interpreted,
Yeah.
but I always say the book title is The Killing Joke. You gotta kill the Joker. The lights go into the puddle. The lights go out after it hits the puddle.
Well, that's the
To-
good
to
thing
me,
about a
that's
good story.
interpretation.
Everybody has their
Yeah.
own interpretation.
I mean, I don't think
You could
any
call it
less.
the ongoing joke. It was called The Killing Joke.
I don't think any less of Batman. I look at all the lives that he saved by killing Joker.
If he did right, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, personally, like I said, it's not going to hurt me if they have Batman kill somebody, as long as it's not him just killing for the sake of killing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, if you remember, too, the use of guns, we were talking about that as well. There was a time, and it was in the late 80s, was called The Cult. Did you guys ever read
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah.
And it was the title was The First Time the Bat's Been Broken. And that's what drew me in. Okay, I'm going to read this. And in that episode, I think it was issue 3 of the 4-issue limited, they were going against so many people that were brainwashed by this cult leader.
cult, yeah.
So he had guns with tranquilizers. Him and Robin went down, and they're firing it up all these people. And then at one point, his gun jammed. This one wouldn't shoot. He goes, and this was the correct way of thinking for Batman. He goes, that's why I don't use guns. I rely on myself. Threw the guns down and just started going through
Yeah.
the people. And that was a perfect segue to say to people, this is why he doesn't use guns. This is why he trains his body to the physical perfection that it is, because he doesn't have to rely on a mechanical thing that could break down.
Or run out of ammunition or anything.
And I know what I could do at all
Yeah.
times because I train myself.
Yeah.
I always looked at Batman, especially the newer stuff, Batman, The Dark Knight. He trained himself to do that stuff. And I always kind of picture him, I guess, from the movies and when he's going after the bad guys, not to really have a lot of mercy on him. So,
Well, no,
I mean,
that's
if
part
you're
of his
going
scare
hand-to-hand
tactics, though,
combat,
too.
if
He could punch them once and
Yeah.
break their neck, and they
If
could
someone-
be paralyzed forever.
And if
or
they
hit a
die
pressure
as a result
point,
of it,
or,
it's
just
like,
never be a criminal
Right.
again. They're in a
no big
hospital
deal,
forever.
just move on.
But he doesn't.
But that's
Yeah.
why he
You
breaks
know.
fingers first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stays solid.
hey, you'll heal, and then you can maybe turn your life around.
And you're going to be
You know.
scared because I can
Yeah,
do
that's
it again.
Yeah.
part of the fear factor for him. So that's cool with me.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think he should kill. I don't think superheroes should kill.
He killed
There's
Darkseid
always
technically.
there's always a different way out of it.
Well,
you
in this
know?
case, you were coming up with a scenario, and that's what I was going to bring up. There was an issue where he killed Darkseid. He hit Darkseid with this like poison, and at the same time, he fired out the Omega beams, and the Omega beams nailed and killed Batman.
Well,
and the
Yeah.
poison definitely was going to kill Darkseid in time, so we know it is going to kill him. So he definitely did put that in. That was a no-win situation that he had to do it, and that was decently
Yeah.
recent.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
somebody like
even so.
Darkseid, you can take him out. Joe Chill, you can beat him up a bit, but Darkseid, yeah, if there's only one way to save the Earth, I think Darkseid is a good sacrifice. If you had to pick a guy to die,
Yeah.
that's the guy. If you want to pick someone.
I understand the whole superhero thing is they don't kill, but also
And to be a better-
yeah, to always have
I don't wanna
that
say
standard,
example,
but also how realistic is that when you're put in a situation fighting bad guys, and,
Well,
and that's
yeah.
where if it does happen, they have to come to terms with that self, and knowing if they did do that,
Yeah,
the
then
difference between of going into like the Punisher and killing again and Deathstroke all the time,
Yeah.
they
They have no
versus
remorse.
you had that remorse and you did it before,
and then he can't be as good of a Batman as he was before.
it always gives him that challenge of being better
That's
and
a
to
good-
holding up to the standard where
Once you go down that path, why
'cause-
should I
yeah,
work hard to?
right, guns.
because the
knives.
fact
Yeah.
that you said like Batman did kill in the past, but he had the fear factor and everything, but he always has that higher standard in himself to not to do that. So I like the character and I like what they did with it. I just rather see him not go down that dark route all
Exactly.
the time on a regular basis. But if it does happen, depending
that's
how
a
they
good
do
point.
it depends on how they do it. It's like if he's going to be like the Punisher, well, that's not who Batman is, or Deathstroke.
Yeah.
It's not who Batman is. Batman has that higher standard.
And we've talked about why we say he has a superpower because he makes his body perfect. He also assesses every situation. So he's just not going to walk down a dark alleyway nonchalantly. He's going to be checking every corner. Okay, I'm here. This guy's going to come out. I don't have to pull out a gun. I could just pop him, and that's it. So his ability to assess every situation is also the reason why he doesn't have to kill, because he has a plan A, B, C, and D. Rather than just
Exactly.
put A and B shoot.
He's really ready for pretty much anything. And if he's not, he's got a counter plan somewhere down the line that he can come up with,
Yep, exactly.
even on the fly. So
That's what makes the kill parameter easy, because he's prepared.
And you talk about being prepared in one of the issues of Detective Comics. When they captured Batman, they were going through his belt. And we were talking about the utility belts the one time, and they're going through and they're finding all this stuff and they're laying it out. And the guy said, really? All that? He goes, we're only a third of the way through the belt.
I
And-
like to. Okay.
And he has more stuff yet.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
still has time. I
they
like
didn't even check his boots or his bat pockets.
when they got to his utility belt. Some people, they as soon as they would touch a bunny, they'd electrocute them or
Yeah.
something. I loved when those things they worked
Yeah.
into the comic or the cartoons, because we didn't even talk about this yet, but they are coming out with another Justice League type cartoon. It's coming down the pike real
very
soon.
cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. So, when we get more news, we will
We'll
share
let you
it.
know. Yeah.
But yeah, so do you think we killed everything on this Batman thing?
I think so. My vote's for non-kill.
Non-kill.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's the best. Well, if you get tired of the same old story, please turn some comic book pages and leave any comments in the box below.
And like us on Facebook.
Like.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe. And thank you.
Thanks.